watching Novi Pulse, a show that lets you, the viewer, get an inside look at the trends and the people who run today's local and global businesses in the community of Novi. I'm Greg Chapman, and together we will see what it takes to be a leader in Novi. With its roots back to a bowling alley which opened in 1960, serving its customers for over 43 years in sunny Hollywood, California, Lucky Strike incorporates many of the vintage elements you see in their Novi location today. Lucky Strike of Novi is considered a local hotspot and widely recognized as America's first true bowling lounge. Today, we will be talking to Eddie Bourque, Regional Director and General Manager of Lucky Strike and Tequila Rain and Fountain Walk. Lucky Strike opened for business in November of 2004 and is one of 14 complexes around the country. Eddie, welcome.
Thank you very much. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you here today. Tell me a little bit about Lucky's.
Wow. Lucky Strike Entertainment is a mega complex, 70,000 square feet and 2 levels. Our bottom floor has 125 video arcade games, 14 billiards tables, 3 different bars inside of it, a full-service kitchen. We have about 75 televisions in the building. 9 of them are theater-sized screens. We're tapped into 8 different satellites, so we can catch pretty much any sporting event or any event on television that is broadcast. We have 12 bowling lanes upstairs in Lucky Strike, which is, we've kind of made bowling hip again, you know, and fun and cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Kind of a martini bar feel to it, full-service kitchen out of it, and it's just a nice, fun atmosphere for people to go and mingle with each other and just have a nice time. And then we also have Tequila Rain inside there, which is a true dance club. It's a nightclub inside of Lucky Strike Entertainment. It's on the 2nd level. It's got a 4,000 square foot patio, mechanical bull, top 40 music that plays all night long.
That's great. And how did you get involved in your line of work?
Well, when I was 16 years old, I started washing dishes. You know, and I love the business. I love to entertain. I love to host parties. And it's just kind of fell into the place of just being an entertainer and having a good time with the nightlife and providing people with great food and a great atmosphere to have a good time and socialize.
Oh, that's fabulous. And, you know, how did blending entertainment and leisure type activities in such a dynamic way come about?
Today's people are watching their money very carefully. They're still going to go out and dine. So we had to come up with an idea to figure out a way for them to spend a little bit more time with us. So now we've come up with the concept of a full gamut of entertainment inside the facility, not just to come in and dine anymore, but they can bring their children with them, and the children can have a great time with the games and the bowling, and an environment they can spend 2 to 3 hours without getting bored. Versus going to just your average everyday restaurant and sit down, have a dinner, and go away. This gives them the opportunity to relax, enjoy what they're doing, and enjoy how they spend their money.
Yeah, absolutely. And where did this concept of this atmosphere, I mean, how did that come into play, and what is sort of the background on that?
Several years ago, our owner named Stephen Foster started a company, a concept called Jillian's, which is very similar to what we do now without the bowling. Became very corporatized and just kind of got bored with it and ended up starting a new concept called Lucky Strike, which is based out of Hollywood. He's an avid bowler, likes to bowl, loves the movie Big Lebowski, and that's where we kind of got a lot of the ideas as far as what to put inside of the building.
Oh, really?
Yes. And about 2.5, 3 years ago, we started Lucky Strike Entertainment down in Hollywood. Very successful. We do several movie premieres, several private parties for our individuals' birthdays, for movie stars and things like that. And from that point, we realized we had something very special. What we do here in Novi is very unique to our company. Our company is strictly right now a bowling entertainment venue. The size of the building that we have here in Novi enabled us to do several things from our past, which was the mega arcade and the dance clubs and the bowling. So we combined all 3 and came up with this one venue that gave people an opportunity to spend 24 hours in the building and never get bored.
Wow. And now, with such a dynamic atmosphere, tell me a little bit about your wait staff and what role they specifically, play in creating this holistic atmosphere.
Well, it's not only the wait staff that does that for us. Mm-hmm. We have 180 employees within our building. Our bartenders and our wait staff are the people who touch the guests every single day. Mm-hmm. So they have to have a personality that enables them to feel free to communicate with our guests in a jovial way and just have a nice time. Friendship and friendliness with your guest enables them to feel that they are going to be taken care of, like if they were in their own home or a relative's home. And that's how we want our guests to feel when they come in. It's like they feel at home, that they know they're going to be taken care of, and they can ask for anything and we will make sure that they get it. Our staff is trained to make sure that their business, because they're kind of their own small entrepreneurs. When a guest walks in, it's their customer. That's how they make their money. So they know that if they do the right things, those guests will keep coming back. Yeah. And whether or not it's their specific guest or someone else's guest, they come in contact with them. They have to make sure that they present a positive image of what we are and what we want to represent.
Absolutely. So that image does play a very important role.
It's a huge role in what we do. The image is everything. We can provide, the building. We can provide the games. We can provide the food. But if I don't have somebody there that's willing to take ownership of what we do, it's all for naught. The guests will come in, have a decent time, and go away. But it's the service staff and everybody behind the lines, from the kitchen staff to our mechanics. Everyone has to portray a certain image of taking care of the guests.
Exactly. So that image, you would say, is a differentiator that you have with the competition.
We'd like to think so. We'd like to think that every guest that walks into our building is going to get something different than if they walked into another facility. It's all service nowadays. Most restaurants have great food. Most restaurants have great drinks. Most restaurants have a decent environment. But it's the staff that differentiates everything from it. And our staff know that. They've been to many restaurants. They've worked in other restaurants. They know that what it takes. And we train every single day. We talk about it every day, guest satisfaction.
Absolutely. You've got the fabulous, the name, the recognition, the location. Taking a step back, looking at Novi as a community, obviously you selected Novi for a reason. What really kind of made Novi stand out versus other local hotspots like Royal Oak or Birmingham that are really known for their nightlife?
I think the first thing we have to talk about is Novi and why it's becoming a popular area. And the first reason that it's very accessible from the highway system. Many people can come from all over, the state of Michigan. We get guests from Ann Arbor and Lansing, Canada, downtown Detroit, the east side, Auburn Hills on the north side. So it's a very accessible location for anybody, that wants to get there. About 5-6 years ago, Novi started to take off and recognize that it was a great retail area, that people would travel to them. We looked at Fountain Walk about 4 years ago, and it was a strange location to us in the way it was set up. But the facility is a beautiful facility. It's easily accessible to the highways. The atmosphere that Novi gave us, as far as the type of people that were there and the community that is involved in all the businesses, enabled us to come in and feel at home. If we went to a Royal Oak or a Birmingham, you're coming into an already established area that has many restaurants, many bars, and retail. And so people get very comfortable with going to the same place over and over. It's going into a new area and enabling people to come to us and try something new, because it's not what they're used to. That's why Novi was very special to us, because there wasn't anything like what we do in 20 miles.
Interesting. What do you see then for the future of Novi as far as any recreational or leisure type activities such as Lucky's?
If Novi wants to grow that particular market, they have a phenomenal success ahead of them. They've got the ability to draw large crowds. You've got 12 Oaks Mall, which is one of the largest malls in Michigan, and becoming bigger as they add on and extend. So that draw alone brings people in. So I think that Novi recognizes that. I think that the people of Novi understand that they are now a destination location. People come to Novi to shop, dine, and entertain themselves. And I think Novi has a great future because of its location.
Fabulous. And do you see Lucky's expanding to other areas of the country in the near term, or are you focusing on your current locations that you have right now?
No, we actually are in the process of building anywhere from 4 to 6 a year. That is our goal.
Really?
We're at 14 right now, and we should be at 20 by the end of the year. And then from that point, we plan to do 4 to 6.
Great. So we can expect Lucky Strike to be a household name?
That's our goal.
Absolutely. Yes. When we come back, we're going to get personal with Eddie.
Properly inflating my tires burns less fuel and saves me money on gas. Yeah, I'm saving Mother Nature from pollution, but more importantly, she saved me $11. Ow!
Environmental defense. Get green.
By keeping my car regularly tuned, I save money on gas and repairs. That also means cleaner air. You know, feels good to help save the cash, planet.
Environmental defense. Get green. For more tips, go to getgreen.com.
Welcome back to Novi Pulse. Today we're talking to Eddie Bourque, Regional Director of Lucky's and Tequila Rain. Eddie, what challenges do you face from a leadership perspective at Lucky Strike?
Wow. I think at Lucky Strike and the entertainment industry, I think the biggest challenge we face is the staffing themselves and being able to find the right people out there that have a passion for this type of business. This type of business is not for everyone. The hours are long. You know, you're dealing with guests that are very demanding at times and want things their way, which they're entitled to because they're taking their hard-earned money out of their pocket and giving it to you. So the staffing is probably the biggest issue. The other issue is, you know, keeping things fresh and up to date and always finding the new things that people are interested in and want in this type of business.
Very interesting. And what drives you to be so successful as a manager, a director, you know, someone who's inspiring your staff?
The biggest thing that drives me to be successful is the fact that I want people to be pleased with what I do. I enjoy entertaining. I enjoy hosting parties. I enjoy the business that we're in. So for me to be successful really takes one thing. It's a smile on someone's face. And to see that smile and to see them having a great time in the building is what drives me to be better at what I do and to teach my staff that that's the main goal, is to entertain people, have a great time when they come in, because I want my staff to drive to work and know they're going to have fun. And that's what enables the guests to have fun. If our staff is having fun, our guests will have fun. And that's a big challenge in what we do. And the successful part of it is when someone comes in, has a great meal, has a great time in the building, their children are having a ball, and they want to come back often. That's the biggest drive for us.
Exactly. And when you have these people being, you know, your employees being excited about being at work, it makes your customers be excited and they want to return.
Right. Exactly. It makes them feel very comfortable when they walk in.
Absolutely. From a personal perspective, in the next 3 to 5 years, what do you envision for yourself? Where do you want to be? And what are your plans to do so?
Wow. Good question. The 3 to 5 year plan is probably to make Lucky Strike Entertainment the venue that people want to host their parties at, the venue that people want to go to on a regular basis because it is exciting. It is something that they're going to have a good time at. They can spend a great deal of time there, not a lot of pocket expense to them. And to take that concept and always be #1 in the city of Novi, and then possibly, you know, make it #1 entertainment venue in the state of Michigan. We have a great opportunity here in Novi. We're at a great location. We have a great staff, and I think that we can definitely do that. Where I see our company going is continuing to build, you know, 4 to 6 locations a year, becoming that household name like you mentioned earlier, and providing a venue for people to have a great time.
That's great. If being in business was unimportant, or, you know, it didn't matter to you, what other type of personal pursuits would you engage in? What would it be other than being general manager of Lucky's and driving all these people? What would you do?
Sit on a beach somewhere and relax.
All right.
Honestly, I think that probably what I would be doing is this, something in this type of business, entertaining people. I mentioned it earlier. Hosting parties and hosting events is a great joy for me. Mm-hmm. I cannot see myself doing anything else. I really can't.
That's great. So you love what you do.
I do. I really do.
It shows in your business. I mean, everything you've said. My experience with Lucky's has just been fabulous.
Well, I appreciate that. It's a fun environment. It really is.
Our final question of the day: if you were to make some suggestions for today's young people just coming into the world of business, politics, media, entertainment, what would you say to them?
And never give up. When you're young, you don't know how to work yet. Mm-hmm. So you've got to use everyone around you, and you've got to absorb what they're trying to teach you. And it's not always in words. It's mostly in action. You have to watch that individual and how he behaves or she behaves himself with others. Treat people how you want to be treated. And the biggest thing is success is not determined in a financial level or the toys that you have. It's leaving someone else's life a little better. That's how I think of success. And I think that if the young people of today can understand what it takes to be successful, it's a full commitment of giving yourself and getting into your environment, no matter where you're at or what business you're in. Getting into that environment and understanding what it is and understanding what it takes to get along with people. There are too many people out there and too many young kids out there that just don't know how to work. And they haven't been taught that in schools. And they have to be out there in the environment. They've got to listen to others. They've got to watch how they work. It takes a lot of energy to really be successful at whatever you do. And you've got to focus on it and be motivated towards it. If you have a passion for anything, you will always be successful.
Very well said, Eddie. That's all the time we have today. Thank you for joining Eddie Bourque, Regional Director and General Manager of Lucky Strike and Tequila Rain, and I on Novi Pulse. If you own a business or know someone who does that would be interested in being on the program, visit our website at www.novipulse.com for information and upcoming show times. I'm Greg Chapman, and you've been watching Novi Pulse.